So Darksiders 3, which, you're not here for your health. We got to do a little promotion. We got Darksiders 3 out at the end of November of this year. Highly anticipated game. It's, it's one of those IPs from the 360 PS3 era that people really love it, and they've missed it, and now it's coming back, and it's like the original team kind of reformed under a new, like the new old THQ and the whole thing. But so how do you land tell me how does Darksiders 3 come into your life?
Darksiders 3 was actually a really roundabout job. So I have my agent who gets me my normal round of auditions, who I love, and then I have a manager who mostly focuses on promo trailer stuff.
Okay.
Debbie Cope, and she sent me an audition for this video game trailer, and it was 4 words: "Hello, brother, with pleasure," and that was it. And they were like, "This is just this badass woman. Like, she's a fighter. She's literally one of the 7 deadly sins personified. Like, she's just a kick-ass, take no prisoners, just ballsy chick. Give it everything you got." And I was like, yeah, okay, I can do this. And so I turned in my audition, and sure enough, they booked me for the trailer. So they had this reveal trailer that came out about a year ago now, where Fury's walking past her brother, War, I think. And she's talking to the Charred Council, and she walks past her brother in chains, and she says, "Hello, brother," just dripping with venom. And then the Charred Council asks her to do something like go kill the blah, 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 and she's like, "With pleasure." And she's got this whip and these iron boots, and it was so boss. And that was it. The trailer came out, had like 4 million views or something insane. And I called my manager and I said, "Do you know who's making this game? Because I sure would love to be considered for the lead. Like, I just did the voice for it, so I'd love to do the thing." And so we figured out who it was. And then I started calling my friends in the industry and be like, "Do you know anybody at Gunfire Games? Like, I'd love to be considered." And I talked with a friend of mine at WB, and she said, "Oh shit, they're making that game?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, let's see if we can get it at WB." So she reached out to her friend and ended up getting the contract to record it at WB. And then I had to re-audition because they decided they wanted her to have a British accent. And so I did my British accent and I booked it. And it's been awesome. So it was totally roundabout. It's not, normally you'll get the sides for a character.
You hustled for that one a little bit.
Yeah, I did. I did.
I mean, it just goes to show, like, when you have a goal, the goal doesn't come to you.
No.
You got to go get it, right? That is the moral of the story.
There's no sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. There's no sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. Because if I'm not out hustling, somebody else is.
Right. Yeah. So, what was your goal with Fury as you have gotten to know the character here over the course of, I don't know, are you done, or you got to go back for a little more before?
I think we have a little bit more.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
We know the game's out in November, so it's what happens between now and then, whatever, it's fine.
What I wanted to do with her was take this badass and make her a little more human in certain ways.
Yeah.
She has an arc and she goes through stuff that I'm not going to talk about. But finding ways to keep her edge, but still bring a level of change to her.
All right, we're going to leave it at that. I like that. Teasing an arc, Fury's arc. So this is no segue, horrible gear shift here, but I've just got a few more minutes with you, a few more questions.
Okay.
So I'm curious, the SAG-AFTRA voice actors strike was a few years ago. I mean, I've never been in a position like that in the sense of that you want to work, but you kind of have to play along with what's good for the best of your profession and your future earnings potential within sort of that sphere. So how was that period for you?
It was awful. It was awful. I love my fellow actors, and I also love the devs that I've worked with. We're not on opposite sides here. Like, I think the more you look at it, we all want the same things.
Yeah.
It was really, really hard because the narrative driven from the top down was us v them, and it was never us v them. It was, let's find a way to make this something that works for all of us. It was really, really shitty.
Are you personally sort of satisfied with the way it ended? Like, do you feel like is it fair enough compromise?
I think in terms of compromise, yeah, it's where we needed to get to at that point. You know, I think there's a long ways to go on both sides. I think, you know, I think there are a lot of conversations that still need to happen.
Yeah, so I know if I'm remembering correctly, part of the resolution was that there's now, I think, you get voice actors will get a little slice at certain sales milestones. I think there is like
something like that.
So it's
yeah.
not just, you know, your one day of work and that's it, and the game could sell 50. It could GTA 5 and sell 100 million copies, and you get the same
scale. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that there was that was addressed in some way, right?
Yes,
that's got to feel good.
It does feel nice because, you know, because I did get paid my day player rate for GTA 5, and that's it. And you know, it's not like I have a major impact on the sale of that game as my prostitute. But you know, to know that that we get a little more skin in the game.
Yeah.
Who's not to love about that, you know?
I mean, especially when Darksiders 3, we're looking at this
right?
could sell many millions of copies.
Hell yeah. But also, you know, they put a limit on vocally stressful sessions, which is huge.
Yes. Yeah, you talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine screaming yourself to the point of hemorrhaging.
And that's the thing is I remember there was a lot of narrative around when the strike was happening about like, oh, poor voice actors. And I'm, okay, I get it. It sounds very lofty. Like, oh, but I have to scream for 4 hours. I get it. But it's really freaking hard. If you've not done it, you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And you don't know that it will wreck your voice. I mean, I have friends who have literally blown out a vocal cord and cannot ever do voiceover ever again.
Wow.
Ever. So that happened. And then also they I believe, have to let our agents know what properties we're working on. If it's a recurring role, if it's a sequel, what the project is, you know. So a little more transparency, which is nice.
All right, a couple more questions for you before I let you get out of here. What's the biggest misconception that people have about your job?
That it's just talking. Anybody can talk. It's not. I get so many people saying, gosh, you know, I think I just want to do voiceover for some extra cash. And it's not that easy. You have to know how to act with your voice and to make it believable and interesting. And also, you have to have a presence. You can't just walk in one day and decide, I'm going to be a voice actor and start working in all the things. It doesn't happen. Unless you're, you know, a celebrity. But I would say that's the biggest thing.
I can't. That's
That's like anyone going, I can write. I could be a games journalist.
Yeah, fine. I can do this. You can do my job.
I play games.
It's fine.
I know. Please. Yeah.
So, all right, your website has this about you. I want to end on this note. It says, besides winning a BAFTA for her performance in the 2017 actually it's 2016 indie video game Firewatch, Cissy has also cemented her role as a new animation actress to watch for her part as the lead in a yet-to-be-announced new Disney animated franchise.
Yeah.
So that sounds huge. Care to tell me any more?
Wish I could. Super NDA'd on that, but yeah, I'm really excited about it.
I mean, that sounds like a thing that would have been really, really good news when you got that phone call or email or however it came in.
Yeah. It's that was because that's what I got into voiceover for, was the animation stuff in Disney.
Yeah.
You know, to work with Disney, it's going to be really, really good, and I'm super excited about it.
Is the goal? That's fair. I've signed. I have to do that NDA thing all the time in this line of work as well. So the question now, I guess the real final question is the goal, are you still looking to check off that Be on The Simpsons?
I mean, listen, I would not turn it down. I would love to.
I mean, the show, it's never going to end. So there are seasons and seasons of storylines yet to be written. I think Nancy Cartwright needs to reach out through representation or however it works.
I actually emailed her after I made the switch to voiceover, and I was like, you don't know me, but you changed my life.
That's awesome.
I heard your interview, and thank you. And she's like, great, cool, good luck. So, yeah.
Throw it back?
Yeah, she was super cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, so Cissy Jones, Fury in Darksiders 3 out this fall. Firewatch. It's out on pretty much every major platform now. It's
coming
on the
Switch. It's coming to
the
Switch.
The Switch, yes. Yeah. If you have not played Firewatch, do yourself a favor, fix that immediately, and we'll look for you I don't know if it's big screen, small screen, but Disney something coming up. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And a future episode of The Simpsons as well. I've heard it. You have your list of goals, and you're a motivated. You go get it.
I will.
I'll
be back.
I'm very confident. I'm very confident that if you come back here in a year, you'll have been on The Simpsons. Maybe I don't know how their schedule works.
Your lips to God's ears. All right, I'll take it.
I think it's going to happen. Cissy Jones, thank you so much for coming by and telling me all about your fascinating career and your tremendous accomplishments. You are one of the best. I love hearing you. You made Firewatch one of my favorite games of 2016.
Thank you.
Just a phenomenal performance and a great game. Thanks for coming by, for coming up here and giving me an hour of your life.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Truly, thank you.
Cissy Jones, Darksiders 3 coming up this fall. For more on the best, brightest, most interesting minds in the games industry, I do these interviews every month. This is IGN Unfiltered. Please look it up on YouTube, IGN, iTunes, your favorite podcast service. And I'll see you back next month with another awesome person like Cissy Jones.